Hi everyone, I'm Allison. I'm VP of Product at TicketSignup's, and today I am really excited to introduce you and do a demo of our patent pending new MTE timed entry ticketing product. So I'm going to just start with a little bit of background about why we decided to build MTE timed entry. So several years ago, we created a version 1, V1 of timed entry ticketing, and that's what we call today advanced tickets. We had a couple of early super users, including this Halloween like pumpkin walk event that ended up selling 60,000 tickets using our V1. And what we found was that we were a pretty good fit for this event. So they ended up like having some nights that got rained out, and they used TicketSignup to allow people to transfer their own tickets to a different date that worked for them. And so we were able to come up with these solutions to challenging problems to solve pretty well. And we were able to continue onboarding more attraction type of events like haunts, holiday light shows. And we found that this was a great solution, but there were some limitations without having like real dates and time slots. And we also saw that in this big market of timed entry ticketing, that there really was a need and demand for a calendar-based management platform, along with calendar-based reporting, calendar-based websites, calendar-based purchase path that was fast, efficient, modern, and solved a lot of these challenging problems. At the same time, our company is coming out, we've rolled out a new membership product. And so as we're thinking like long-term and strategically about our business, we want to be able to kind of combine our, simple ticket events for special events, our MTE timed entry for admissions, and our new membership product all together. And that ends up becoming a really cost-effective, modern solution for organizations that may have, member discounts for different pricing, and they may have some events open year-round and some special events. But we really had to think, take our time, take a few years, understand the market. And so we figured, it's time to make the investment in MTE timed entry. And this is a project we've been working on for about 2 years now. And the exciting thing is that we have a patent pending product. And this is kind of the patent pending piece of things. It's a unique database that's really optimized for recurring events, because we are thinking long-term with this. We are not just going to limit the number of time slots like Eventbrite's new timed entry event that you're allowed to create. We want to be able to support, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of different timed entry events that are all happening on our platform simultaneously, and may have hundreds of thousands of time slots with all these unique rules about pricing and caps and notes and how tickets can be purchased. And then on the back end, we have a really simple calendar interface for directors to manage their event. And on the front end, a really flexible and customizable calendar interface for people to buy tickets. And then in addition to all these new features with MTE, we have all the ticket sign up features and infrastructure that events really love and appreciate. We didn't have to rebuild this for MTE. It's all sharing the same thing. And those go from like sales tax or free marketing tools like email and websites, to the ticket app for being able to scan tickets for multi-day events. So it's really great platform, and everything that we're going to show today is completely free. There's no subscription fees, no hidden costs. It's just a free platform, and that is what we are going to see. So I want to go over to a couple of demo events that I've set up. So this is a Holiday Lights Fest, and what you'll see here is a website that's been built out, and this calendar is dynamically updating and getting pooling data, which dates were open from what we've set up on the back end. And you can see that you have quite a bit of customization and flexibility with how you set up this website. Another piece that I wanted to show is this big calendar. It's just another way to display data and really shows the power of these free data-driven websites that have dynamic content. And here we're showing the, the starting price for these different nights, and it's variable, as well as which times it's open. And again, that also changes depending which date it is. Similarly, we have another website. I also built this one out, so it's got a similar type of layout, but it's completely different style. You see we're using a Halloween event. It's got the black background, but similarly, we're pulling in that big calendar and we can see different dates and times. So the purchase path for buying tickets is going to also be customizable and flexible. So you can pick a date when you want to attend, and then you can pick a ticket type or multiple ticket types, and then you're just going to continue. And one of the really nice things about MTE, like I said, is that it's using all these same features that TicketSignup already has. And so things like purchasing add-ons automatically work here. And I'm gonna do this. And we can see here in our checkout cart, actually, that we have the tickets for this date and this time slot, and we're gonna confirm that purchase. And our tickets are locked in for a dazzling night. You can customize that now. And if I were purchasing this on my phone, I'd have the option to pay with Apple Pay and add my ticket to Apple Wallet. I wanted to show a couple of customers who are using this platform right now live. And so this is a Holiday Lights Trolley event. It's happening in several different cities across the US. I think actually they're up to like 12 or 13 cities. And people can pick dates when they want to come. They're, featuring some nice little slideshow images here. And you'll see that their purchase path is a little bit different. These dates are actually sold out, so you're not able to buy tickets for them. But here, rather than selecting a ticket type first, we're actually selecting the time when we're going to be coming. And you'll see here, they're also showing, which ticket types are sold out and which ones still have tickets remaining. And that's variable based on what time people are buying tickets for. Whereas like Friday night, it might be, entirely sold out. We just have one left. And so that lets people see how many tickets are left, and you're able to set those thresholds yourself on the back end. This is another event that's doing snow globe reservations. It's like a dining experience. And so when you go into the purchase path, they actually only have 3 dates that they're open. And so they're using the day tiles because they don't need that full calendar at the top because it's just 3 days. So you can pick a date, you can pick a time, and then you're going to pick a time slot when you're going to come. And then they are charging a reservation price, and people can add 2 additional people to their purchase. And then if you go on a Sunday and you reserve a snow globe, you are actually able to bring kids. So you're able to choose between adults and kids to bring, and that amount is going to be variable based on what you choose. And so it's a lot of different unique ways that customers are using this. One other thing I wanted to point out with websites, this is one of our haunts that's using us for tickets this fall. They have their own website that's branded and a domain, and they're using our site just to sell tickets, and you'll be brought right back to their site. So even though we have all these features that are really customizable and flexible and let you build out a full website for your event or your attraction, you're actually able to also just use this as a link from your own main website. And we support domains and subdomains for free. And so you can keep it branded, you can keep the domain branded, and have a really clean link from your own website. I wanted to show just a couple of the reports that have some data in them. So this is the purchase report, and it's showing how many tickets are sold for each night of our event. And it's pulling in the total number, and the color shading reflects how many tickets were sold, and you can kind of see which nights are, haven't sold as many tickets and which ones have sold the most. And when you click on it, you're able to get a quick breakdown for the day, and this particular view is focused on your sales revenue. And so this is an example of we saw the calendars on the front end and in the purchase path, but we also have calendars to view your information and data for your event, and it's all calendar based. And of course, you also have like your tabular data, and you can export this data into Excel, so it's super flexible. This is the MTE check-ins report, and this is our first version of it, but you're able to look overall at a month right now, and you get a total count of how many tickets versus how many sold have been checked in. And you can, again, see that shading and that progress for each month. And, you know, all these tickets have been checked in for this month, but you're able to get a quick summary view of your overall check-ins that are happening. And then I wanted to show this with some data. This is actually our page where we're going to be managing caps. And what we're really focused on doing is these pages where you're taking different types of actions, whether it's you know, your capacity, your pricing. What we want to do is elevate and show you data that helps you take decisions that make sense. And so like if you're thinking about updating the caps and how many people are allowed to buy tickets, it's nice to see how many tickets have already been sold as you're making those changes. And this month view lets you zoom out. And when you click into a particular day, you're able to zoom in and you can see the status like for each time slot. This one happens to all be sold out, but if we went to Wednesday, we can see which time slots are full, which ones are still empty. So we'll get into managing those caps in a few minutes, but just wanted to show you what these different pages look like when they have your event data in them. So we are going to go ahead and do a quick demo of how you're going to set up one of these MTE timed entry events. So really similar to how you set up any event on our platform, you're going to go through a really friendly wizard. And really like one of the things that I want to point out is just how simple and self-serve all this is. Like we have, you know, 100% US-based staff. If you want to talk to somebody about your event and which solution will be best, we have people that you can talk to, but you can also just go in here and do this yourself. Which is really nice. So this first step of the wizard is just your really basic information. This is when the event is happening. And these are just basic details about where it's happening. So let's go on to the next step. The next step is where we're setting up our ticket types. And I've already set up two here. So we have an adult ticket and a kid ticket. And then I am going to create a Winter Palace VIP option. And what we're doing here is we are setting a default price. We're going to be able to change this at any time and customize it for different dates and time slots. And then this is a sales window, so it's just saying when tickets will go on sale. We are just putting this event into draft, so we'll put them on sale now, but you can put this farther out. And we'll add that and continue. So the next step is selecting which dates you're open. One of the things that's really nice is we have quick select options. So you can choose which dates your event is going to be open. And you can individually select dates, like let's say we're going to be open these 2 holiday weeks. And then you're not constrained to the dates that you put in the first step of the wizard. You can easily add additional dates that go before or after the event, and you're able to set up events that go through the entire year if you have more of an admission-based type of setup. But this is really flexible. These quick select options make it fast. The next thing that we're going to do is set up our time slots, pricing, and optional caps for each day of the week. And the reason that we approach it this way is it's all calendar based. The way that we're really thinking about events and admissions and bookings is a calendar. And so what you're able to do is you're able to set up what things are going to be like for each day of the week. And you're going to be able to customize all of this later on, but this is just a really simple and fast way to get started quickly. And so let's say we have Sunday and we're going to cap each time slot at 15 adults. And each time slot is going to be 45 minutes. A new time slot starts every 60 minutes. The first one's going to start at 5. And on the right-hand side here of my screen, you're seeing a time slots preview. And this is all like happening in real time so that you can see exactly what you're setting up here. And so if I, for example, realize, oh, actually I want to close at 9, I just can remove that time slot. And we're going to do the same thing with kid tickets, and we make this really fast. You have that quick copy option. And with kid tickets, we're going to bump it up to 20 kids per time slot. And similarly, we have this all set up because we copied it. The VIP Winter Palace, we're going to have 2 different Winter Palaces open. And rather than having timed entry to them, they're just going to be open the entire night. And so what you can do here, if you don't have multiple time slots for the days, you just want people to pick a date and a ticket type. You might have a mix of time slots and not time slots. You can use open entry. So you'll just see that we have a single time period when the ticket is going to be able to be used. And then we've saved that, and we have all of our pricing, time slots, and caps set up for Sunday. And we're going to copy this to our other days of the week. And I'm going to just copy it to all the weekdays. And then Friday, I'm going to have special pricing. And I think this is one of the really powerful ways that you start seeing that patent pending database architecture make setting up and managing an event really easy. And we know that we're going to have more staff available on Fridays, for example, and there's going to be more demand. So we're going to increase that price from $20 to $25. And here we're actually going to do 5 time slots a day. And the first one's going to start at 5. And again, you're just seeing all that update in real time. And we're going to copy the same thing from here. And we are going to cap kids at 25 a day, and we're going to bump up the price to $10. And then we're still stuck with our 2 VIP palaces, but we're going to charge more because they're actually going to be able to stay in it for longer. And so we'll let them stay until 10 p.m. And we're going to save that, and we're going to copy that to Saturday. And you'll see here that like I am somewhat constrained in what I'm able to set up in the wizard, and there's this balance of like keeping it simple so that it's really fast and easy to get through it. And like, for example, if you have an irregular pattern to time slots, you're going to be able to do all of that after you come out of the initial setup wizard, and you're going to be able to do a ton of customizations. And we're going to walk through all that. The last step of setting up your event is choosing how you want to get paid. So if you've never used the platform before, you're able to create a new payment account, and you'll enter some information about who we're going to pay and how we're going to do that payment. You can use an existing payment account, and then here we have other options. If you're not the person in charge of finances, you can invite that person to come and set up the payment account on behalf of your organization and event. You can also just set up later, use test mode. I'm going to use my existing one. And we've finished. So we're going to go to the event dashboard, and the first thing that we see is our schedule. And we've set up a couple of dates in November. And then when we go to December, we see the dates when we're available here. And then in January, we don't have stuff set up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and look at our day view. And so we clicked in and we're able to see our time slots. And what we're able to do now is we can make edits. And so let's just say, let's go to Saturdays. And one of the things that we're able to do is add additional time slots. And we can do this per ticket type. And here we're going to add, let's just do a couple of time slots. Let's say we're going to have a morning session at 10 a.m. and we're going to have it be 45 minutes. New time slot starts every 60 minutes. And we're seeing that preview again. And we can add these extra time slots just for this one Saturday, or we can copy to all future Saturdays. And every single Saturday for our event moving forward is also going to have these additional morning time slots. Let's do another one. But this one we'll just do for this day. And we'll save it here. And when we come back, we see that we have those adult tickets set up in the morning. And similarly, we're going to do that for the kids ticket. And it pre-fills that because it understands that this is a pattern I'm doing. And we'll save that. And we're not going to do VIP Winter Palace in the morning. And so now we've got these additional time slots and we see the original ones here. We're also able to add single time slots. So let's say on a Friday night, we want to go and actually add an extra time slot just for adults at the end of the night. And so we can say, it's actually going to start at 10 p.m. and we're going to end it at 10:45 p.m. And let's copy these changes to all future Fridays. So all the Fridays that we have moving forward are going to get this extra time slot. And we can go into the 29th, and that's the next Friday, and we see that time slot has been added there. One of the other things that you're able to do is you can delete time slots. So let's say that we know that the VIP Winter Palace actually isn't going to be ready tonight. And so what we're able to do here is we can delete this, and we're not going to delete for all future Fridays. We're just going to do it for this one. And then we don't have the Winter Palace on that date. And going out to this like view and clicking back in, you see that's been saved. The next thing that I'm going to show how we edit and manage from a calendar view is ticket caps. And so here we have our event, it's empty. We saw the one that was full of data earlier, but we are seeing these caps are already set up, and this is how many are available. And we see that at the month view. And we can see that for the month of December, we see all this set up. We have lower caps available for these weeknights and higher caps available for Fridays and Saturday nights. Let's go in here and bump up our caps. So we set the cap here for adult tickets at 20. And let's do it for Fridays. So we can manage caps for all adult tickets. And we can make this update just for this single date of the November 22nd, 2024, or we can update all Friday tickets. So let's show all Friday tickets. And we're overriding this default 20, and we're going to bump this cap up to 25 for Fridays. And we can save that. And we see that number's already increased. So these are all now at 25, and we have the same pattern set for these future days. So they're the same as the kid caps now. We can also increase the caps for a particular time slot. And so we went ahead and added this special adult time slot, and it's following that same pattern as all the other adult ticket caps, but we can actually override this, and we can make this like a special adult night, and we can say, you know, rather than having just 25 tickets available, we're actually going to have 40 tickets available for the 10 p.m. time slot on this date. And we see that has now been updated to 40. And so you're able to make these different updates at 3 different levels. You're able to update the caps for all tickets on a particular date, like we do for these kid tickets. And we'll say, you know, these are all actually going to be 30, but just on November 22nd. And then when we look at the 29th, those are still at 25. The second way we're able to update caps is for all the different days that are the same. So all Fridays, all Mondays, all Saturdays for a particular ticket type. And that really allows us to do these large bulk updates. And then finally, we're able to update for a specific time slot. And so these bulk updates are going to be really useful when you are kind of setting up your event, or you are making major changes to how it's going to run. You want to like override a bunch of existing settings very quickly. And then these individual time slot updates are going to be really useful on site, because this is very self-serve. You're able to like be on your caps for the night of the 29th and be refreshing it and see how many are sold versus how many are available. And you can kind of look at the capacity that you have in real time and bump up these caps. You know, you're not having to do something complicated. It's just, you know, managing these things from a calendar, and you've got that updated. Like there's 5 more tickets available for purchase on the front end. So pricing is similarly managed with a calendar. And for time slot pricing, we are showing what ticket types you have for sale that night. And you'll remember we deleted the VIP Winter Palace for this night. And these are pulling in the pricing that we set in the Ticket Wizard. So we can see that on these nights, the price is more expensive. And on these other nights, it costs less money based on what we created in the wizard. And This is just a really nice way to see exactly what you're charging on these different nights. One thing you'll notice is that all these prices are a single price. And with Ticket Sign Up, you're actually able to do some really advanced pricing options. So one thing that I want to show is setting up a sales window. So what that means is you can come in here and you can edit pricing, and let's just do all of our adult tickets on Saturdays. And when you come in, you're going to see the pricing that we set up in the wizard. And by default, it's opening when we selected. Our sales window opens on the second step of the wizard when we set up our tickets, and it's just going to close 15 minutes after a time slot begins. But one of the really nice ways that I've seen a lot of events effectively create a sense of urgency and bring in more revenue is putting in a price increase. And I think this is especially effective on dates when you're expecting more customers, like a Saturday. So let's say on the 20th, prices are going to go up and we can add another sales window. So our first one is going to charge 25, and then on the 20th, we're going to bump up the prices for the adult ticket to $30. And we'll keep the sales window the same here. It'll close 15 minutes after the time slot begins. But what we're doing here is something that can be repeated. You can add multiple sales windows if you want to have multiple price increases. And once you save that, and we come back to here, you now see that on Saturdays, that adult ticket has multiple prices. And we see that entire range for each of these time slots. And then we're highlighted and seeing like what the current pricing is that people are being charged. And that's going to update. So then on November 21st, when that price increase occurs, the current price is going to be $30. It's not going to be $25 anymore. So that was a bulk update that we did to all the Saturdays. I can come in here and I can up the price for a particular date as well. So let's say on the 25th, on Christmas, we're going to expect more demand, and it's kind of a bad day, I guess, to be making a profit off of people, but let's just say we want to charge people more for this date. And so we come in and we're just editing December 25th, and we are impacting 4 different time slots on that day. And we're going to bump up the price to $50 here. And we won't add a sales window, we'll just increase the price here. And whoops. And save that. And we see now that all of our adult tickets for the 25th are $50, and we can come in and do the same thing with our kids ticket, where we're gonna bump up the price to $20 and save. One of the other things that I've seen some of our timed entry events that are happening across like a lot of dates is that they have some nights that they don't sell many tickets. And so one of the pricing strategies, in addition to just like having a lower price that I've seen people use effectively, is like a volume pricing. So if you bring more people, you buy more tickets at a single time, you're gonna get a lower price. And so let's do that for Sunday tickets, because let's just assume that's gonna be kind of a slow evening. And so what we can do is we can do ticket volume pricing. And what this does is it says when there's just one, we're going to charge $20 per ticket. But when you buy 2 or more tickets, we're going to lower that price to $15. And typically when people are buying multiple, you're going to want to lower the price, not increase it. But you can add multiple ranges. And so if you're going to bring 4 or more people, we're going to charge you $12. And so what this means is that a person who's only buying a single ticket is going to pay $20 for that ticket. A person that's buying either 2 or 3 tickets is going to pay $15. And a person that's buying 4 or more tickets is going to pay $12. And so that's just another pricing strategy that I think is really effective, and that really highlights how you can use this platform. And again, we see that price update's been made on our month view across all of our different Sunday dates. And you come in here and our current pricing is $20, but our volume pricing goes as low as $12 for that ticket type. And so these updates that you're able to make across your time slots, your caps, and your pricing are just really intuitive and easy because you have this calendar and you are understanding like exactly what you're editing. And as you are making your changes and saving, you're seeing that reflected in your day views as well as your month views, so that you can make sure that all of your settings are always in line. And the way that our database is built is that is really efficient to be able to do across a lot of different dates. Like you see how quickly all these updates are being made. And that's really the true power of TicketSignup's MTE timed entry ticketing. It's being able to do a lot of really complex settings across many dates and many time slots and many ticket types, all from a simple, easy to use calendar that is really fast. One of the other things I wanted to show, and actually I'm going to go back to this event because I've got more data in here. I wanted to show two things. So one is the website builder, and this is where you can build out your page or your entire website. And it's a really friendly way to do website building. It's just adding different components, and it's a point and click template builder. So you can easily like rearrange your different content that you have, and you can add new sections. You can add new components. So like looking through here, you can feature different YouTube videos. You have different ways to feature images and calendars. But I'm just going to quickly show a slideshow here. And you can, choose different images that you want to upload and feature in these different components. And you'll see here that some of this is coming driven from my event, and I can customize that really easily. So I have full design options for how I want this to look. Like, let's say I want this section to have a red background. And let's say I want to actually upload another image here. And I'm able to also shift entire sections around. So I can move that above, below. I have social links that I have featured here to my different social media pages. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. And as I'm making these updates, I just view my page and I can see, okay, this is now this red section that we did to update that content. And then here is the slideshow that we just added. And so you're able to move really fast. And you're not just constrained to like a single page. You can add these different pages and menu options. So this is where our big calendar is coming in. We added a page with just parking directions. So you can add different text, different image components. It's really simple. And then this is where people can resend their confirmation email, manage their own tickets. They do that via email verification, different options to customize the theme and really make this website your own. The other thing we want to look at is our purchases report. So we see here that we have our different time slots, and this is how we are going to be able to manage tickets. So there's a manage button here, and you can take a lot of different actions. So you can refund people from this. One of the really useful things is being able to transfer tickets to a different date. And so you might want to do this on behalf of customers that email in. And then we also offer this as a self-serve ticket management option. So people are able to transfer their own tickets to a different date of the event. So they're going to come on this date, and they can pick a new time slot and you can transfer those tickets. You can also just remove tickets. You can add store orders to them. We see the store order is here linked to the purchase, and then all that's going to show up in the ticket app. Yeah, so this was like a pretty quick demo. There's a lot of new technology that's come out for MTE, but you can kind of see just looking at the event dashboard that all these other ticket features like our analytics engine, email marketing, the store, coupons, donations, like those are all built in and automatically working and can be enabled depending on what type of event you are setting up. So I'm going to come back to my slides for a couple of minutes. And we are kind of, with this webinar, we are taking our MTE timed entry product out of beta, and we are kind of ready to start onboarding customers, and we're still doing a lot of development work. And this is a core product that we're continuing to invest in. So there are a lot of features that are still coming. And this is kind of a quick list of what we have that we're actively working on or coming out with for the rest of the year. The last one is customer-driven features. So as we get new customers that are interested in using TicketSignup's for timed entry and have ideas of different features that would help them manage their events and sell more tickets, we will prioritize those. We are going to be updating the schedule to kind of consolidate all these main action items in a single view of your day. And so this new schedule is going to show overall data that's going to help you drive decisions like your caps, your tickets sold, and your price ranges. And you're gonna have quick links to those 3 core management things that we went through today, which are time slots, caps, and pricing. And then there's gonna be a 4th option called attendee actions. And attendee actions are going to let you select across different ticket types and time slots. You can select all, you can select some, and then we're going to continue to start, or we're going to start and then continue to build out an action menu. So you may want to cancel these time slots. You may want to send these people who have tickets for these time slots an email or a text message. So there's going to be more options as we add more features over time here. But this will be one of the key ways that people are able to not just manage their event, but also manage their attendees even more efficiently in a bulk type of a manner. The other feature that we have, and this is actually headed into code review and should be available in like the next 2 weeks or so, is the automated pre-event email for MTE events. And this is where you're going to be able to set up that schedule. And so it works in 2 different ways. You can set up a rolling time. So this one is set up 15 minutes before the time slot begins. This email with details will automatically send. And then this one is set 1 day before to all the time slots on the next day at 10 a.m. And this is just an example of what that email looks like. We're going to give you this pre-built email so you don't even have to customize it. It's going to be pulling in your event data and the attendees' information about their ticket purchase, and you're able to fully customize what this looks like. We're going to continue to enhance our front-end calendar options. So we saw the big calendar and it was all like one color, but what we're going to do is offer even more variability and customizations, including color, custom messages for certain dates, and dynamic sold out statuses. Reporting is a really big area that we're just continuing to come out with new features on a regular basis. And so this is the check-in report. It's kind of the next version of the check-in report. So in addition to seeing that month view that I showed early on in this demo, we're going to have a day view, and you click into a day and you can see the status of all tickets sold per ticket type. And then you've got that same day view that we're seeing on a bunch of other pages, where you see exactly how many tickets have been checked in per time slot so that you're managing things on site. And this is the page that you're going to be like refreshing constantly when you're on site and being able to monitor things. We'll also be putting these check-in stats into the ticket app. This is tickets sold for insights, so we'll be updating this to also have a calendar view. And this is just going to focus on how many tickets you've sold. So we're like removing like the breakdown of revenue and on all those details. And rather we're showing you the breakdown of ticket types and how many are sold for each time slot. So this is just making that data really quickly accessible from your homepage. And then this feature is coming out for all ticket events. It's not just MTE events, but I think it is really interesting for timed entry events. It's saved reports. And so what this is going to allow you to do is create reports that have different boundaries. And so one boundary might be like, you know, I want to look at all of my tickets that are happening this weekend, like everyone who's bought a ticket that's coming this weekend. and I'm going to give that report to somebody, and I don't want them to see like payment information. And these are the columns, and I want to rearrange them based on like how I want this data to appear. So saved reports just give you that added flexibility of customizing the views to make sure that you're looking at the data that you want to look at in the way that you want to look at. And then eventually we're going to be able to add access options to that. So maybe somebody that doesn't look at your overall event dashboard and have access to all those settings is still looking at like basic ticket sale data. So saved reports will be a really nice feature. And that is it for today's demo. Thank you for coming. This was a lot of content, but we're just super excited about having this timed entry product out there and really looking forward to learning more about, you know, how we can continue solving problems for timed entry ticketing. Any questions?
Just two right now. Quick one. Will this work with the check-in app?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this works today with the ticket app. And it's got these date filters, so you can like, you know, filter down to only show tickets for certain dates. But yeah, it's working with the ticket app, and we're continuing to add more functionality to that. So yeah, but it does work for checking in tickets for MTE events.
And can this also work with volunteer registration?
So yeah, you could definitely set this up to be like a free volunteer type of event. And I think like one of the things that our organization is doing is continuing to invest in these core features. And so I will let you know that on our product roadmap for next year is redoing volunteers. And I think it's kind of easy to see like with these different calendars and time slots, like how we might be approaching that project.
All right, I think that looks like it. So thank you, Allison.
Thanks. We'll have this recording available, and we're also continuing to come out with a lot of content about MTE. So we'll send some links to additional videos and blogs. And yeah, really excited to keep investing in this product, keep building more features, and sharing them with our customers.